Coming to you live from Music City, USA, it's the Nashville Casting Couch. I'm Chris Burks, along with your locally famous host, TJ Cates, who is in the invitation-only studio high atop the city overlooking everything that is Nashville entertainment. Now lay back and enjoy the ride that we call the Nashville Casting Couch.
Hello, welcome back to the Nashville Casting Couch. Marcello, rock and roll, Marcello, here on the couch.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
You've been here a while waiting to go on the show.
Just a little bit, you know.
That's okay,
That's
right?
what you got to do.
Well, you're used to waiting because you do songwriter rounds.
Yes.
And you did that this week at Maxwell House. Not the coffee, but the hotel. And you usually have a songwriter night that you perform and put on also once a month.
Absolutely.
4 Point Sheridan.
Yes,
Brentwood,
I did.
Old Hickory.
Old Hickory. Yeah.
Elaborate on all those things I just said a little bit.
Do I have to?
A little bit. You know more about yourself, and I know a lot because I like stalk you a little bit, and I keep up with you.
Well, you know, stalking's good. I do I do a little bit of stalking myself.
Yeah.
Well, we're close.
Yeah, we talk a lot.
I mean, our knees are almost touching.
Nah.
But, yeah, Writers' Nights are great in this town. 4 Points once a month. 4 Point Sheraton off Old Hickory. I try to make it a point to get out a few nights a week to handpick some great talent and feature them at 4 Points. And maybe I'll get up and sing a song or two.
Yeah, you will. Hey, let's talk about some of the people that you brought in because we went there a couple months ago and we had Danny Stefanetti that you let play.
Yes.
It was a friend of mine from
Yes.
Australia. And she played, and there was some more people that played. David Brendan Hunt played there before. I've seen him with you. But there was a guy that sang some. You have people that sing really big songs, or they're writers of big songs. What's
that was really big. Rich Fagan.
Yeah, Rich Fagan, man. I met him on Facebook Friends. And
he's a great guy.
He's a big writer. What else has he written? He's famous for some stuff.
He is famous. He's more famous for the shenanigans he got involved in South Philly when we were growing up. We knew each other.
You knew him before.
Yeah, we knew each other from Philly. But he came here in '76 and. He came when the picking was good and got himself about 60 cuts, I believe.
Gosh, that's crazy. Tell them what a cut means for people that don't know. Because I've only recently learned. I acted like I knew for a while, but then I finally...
Well, a cut means basically when you reach in your back pocket, you pull out a switchblade. And,
Not in Philly and Nashville, what does cut mean?
It basically means you have a opportunity to write a song that's picked up by a major artist. And all the bells and whistles that go with having a song cut by a major artist.
Okay, now my friend Vicky Jacobs, she has Big Gap Music, and she's a publisher, and that's something some people are trying to out of town that are going to watch our show or in other cities, and they imagine they're going to come here and maybe they're going to get famous. But what they don't realize is they can start writing their music in other cities, send it to a publisher, and then they can get it cut by a big name. And I get contacted by a lot of people. And you probably do too, about, hey, can you get my song in front of Brad Paisley? Well, I can't. But that's when you get a publisher. That's whenever they contact somebody like you that has connections.
Right. Well, that's the whole, that's the point of this whole town is it's a networking town, and it's really not what you know or how good you are. It's who you know.
Yeah.
And
it's conversation. You're
absolutely
hanging out at the tavern or you're down at the row and somebody's playing, you're talking to somebody. It's connection you make.
Absolutely. It's day in, day out, just meeting people. Everyone comes to this town with pretty much the same dream, same aspirations of wanting to do something big in the music business, and not necessarily country. There's a lot of genres going on in this town right now.
There is.
Yeah.
A lot of alternative rock.
It's the music.
Jazz.
It's the music. It's city.
Music at City.
Music.
Did you just come up with that?
I think I did.
Dang, that was good. All right.
Or maybe it's the Hit Music City.
But what people need to realize when they go out, and this is something that bothers me at songwriter nights, is when you have young artists and they come in and they're so famous at their own hometown and they play the fairgrounds. They come in and they play and then they leave. Yeah. But that's when you really need to be working. That's when you need to have your cards. You need to get your phone out. You need to connect on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everything like that. So
it's
you're so good at that, man.
Well, thank you. There's a saying that this is like a 7 to 10 year town. So and
I wonder what that means.
Well, it basically means you have to be here. You have to live here for at least 7 years.
I've been here a year and 3 months.
Well, you got 6 years to go. But that's basically when things are going to start to happen to it. And I've known a few people who really lived up to that saying. and you just can't come into town and think that after 3 weeks and playing the Bluebird, you're gonna be rich and famous.
Well, everybody thinks about Skyboard Shadow coming in and going to Bluebird, but that wasn't the actual what happens. It just doesn't happen like that.
Nah.
But there's a lot of labels in town, and there's a lot of people out there. And you can sign a contract, and you got to remember, once you sign a contract in Nashville, they own you, man. So you got to shop it around.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's not like the old days where there are a lot of A&R people, going out to the venues and seeking out new talent. So it's
Tell them what A&R means.
Artist and repertoire. That's basically going out and seeking new talent and then bringing them into the label and developing them. Artist development. And
like Angel Jennings at Edgehill Records.
Yeah, and just growing them into a viable product. And not too many of that going on in town, so it's up to people like me,
So now when people come to town, back in the day, you would get signed by a label. They invest money in you, and now they kind of expect you to be pretty much the polished product. They expect you to have money in your pocket, too.
Yeah, not only
it's
that.
Coming off the Greyhound with no money, and somebody's going to put you in a big house in Brentwood. Those days are... You got to be extremely
Yeah, you have to basically package yourself prior to being picked up or even feeling like you're a viable product for a label. You have to have many Facebook friends.
They do check that.
Yeah, your
so
YouTube hits.
You need to get really established and make your connections when you're living outside of Nashville. While you're living and you're playing the little circuit, the local bars and the fairs and all of that back in Minnesota, get your Twitter followers up there. Start making connections in Nashville.
Right. Where's Minnesota?
What?
Where's Minnesota?
I've never been there. I can't believe I brought it up.
I don't think anybody lives
I think I meant to say something else. I'm Wisconsin. But I didn't say it.
You know anybody from Wisconsin?
No.
I don't know that.
I don't know. I know you because you're from Philly, and Carrie Lance is from Philly.
Who?
Carrie Lance. He was at the Songwriter Night the other night. He's an actor on the Nashville show. He's always around. Black Hat, Bluebird Hat. You'll know him.
Does he owe me money?
No, I don't know, but if he is, I guarantee you get it. Let's talk about that. Southern Aces, which is a great film. And that's something that we put together, and man, you came and you brought the thing. We needed an authentic Italian, and we're writing this movie. I'm writing this movie, and it's Southern Aces, and it's all about... I'm Anthony Stefanetti, living in Nashville. I'm related to your wife, and I call you and say, look, there's hundreds of millions of dollars down here in Nashville. So what we do is we bring in the heavy heat. We bring Rocco, and he brings the boys. He brings in Matt Thompson, played one. Tom, who was here earlier, he was in it. Kane Harrison from Australia. We filmed at Little Harpeth. We filmed over Straight 8 Entertainment. Anyway, so we come in and we start roughing up Music Row, and we start taking it over, and we basically take out the Luke Bryan lookalike, and I'm excited about that thing. We're going to have auditions in February, and we're going to start coming in and shooting when it warms up a little bit. So you totally brought it, man.
Well, thank you.
You're a little authentic on the Italian side.
You think so?
A little bit.
But it's kind of ironic that it happened because I do a little substitute teaching in town here for Metro Public Schools.
I would get straight A's if you were my teacher.
Well, and I'll do kindergarten through high school and have some fun. But the kids always ask me two questions.
What?
They say, Mr. Marcello, are you really Italian? And I'll go, yes.
Yeah.
Say, Mr. Marcello, are you in the mafia?
And there's no such thing.
And I said, if I tell you, I have to kill you. Anyway, well, what's going to happen is once this movie comes to fruition, the kids are going to wind up going to the movies. What their parents are going to say, see?
But you don't actually kill anybody.
I told you Mr. Marcello was connected.
You were in charge, dude. You totally in your. It was good.
It's
even the car you drive on a daily basis. Cadillac.
There's no other car.
That's cool. Get some mud flaps on it and you'll fit Nashville.
I get some mud on the tires.
Here you go. All right, rock and roll, Marcello, and Nashville Casting Couch.
Thank you. I'm Rock Marcello, and I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting how I used to spend Friday nights. Wasn't right, all alone on the phone. There's no one, nobody's home. forgetting how I used to drink a Saturday all the way. Wish someone would come my way, wanting to stay. I knew someone like you would come someday. Because of you, I'm forgetting yesterday. Forgetting why I didn't make Sunday service. Made me nervous. Preacher's words weren't working. Baby, I needed you to save me. What we got here today blows me away. So I just can't wait until tomorrow. Forgetting when I always found time to cry. Unhappy guy in the past couldn't laugh. But lately you got me laughing like crazy. I knew someone like you would come someday. Because of you, I'm forgetting yesterday. Yes, I am. You better believe it, baby. Forgetting how I used to spend Friday nights wasn't right. All alone on the phone to no one. Now I've got someone like you. Someone like you.
Hey, this is TJ Cates with the Nashville Casting Couch, here with my good friend Steve Alberts. What's up, buddy?
Well, just happy to be here, number one.
Yeah, you're here.
Doing a little bit of stuff with wrapping up Old Chicago Souls with Jeff Flack, and we're hoping to get that finished up here right quick, and then don't have much going on until we start back with Left Brain Digital and the Johnny Dynamo series.
Don't have much going on, but let me make a long list of everything that's going on.
I'm blessed.
Funny. You are blessed. All right, I want to talk about something, which is why I brought you in.
Okay, right.
Okay. It's kind of what we talked about outside.
Okay.
It's a lot of actors that come in and they need to know where to find all these projects, because you said about Nashville that it's not out there until there's already a movie going on.
There's a lot of truth to that. There are a lot of things that do go through our agents, and I have a very good agent.
Who's your agent?
My agent is Advantage Talent, Mystic Griggs.
They book a lot of stuff.
They book a lot of stuff. I have a great agent. I love her to death. But I still book probably, because I'm still beginning actor, I probably book 50 to 60% of things myself through word of mouth. One of the other things we talked about, people you meet on set that are doing a little pilot or have been involved with a new project,
Yeah.
and they'll share that with you. So that's one way that, your network is real key.
Some people get an agent and they get signed, and then because I've been with DS Entertainment for like 8 years,
Right.
and I recruit for them sometimes. And some of the people sign up. They say, "Well, y'all haven't sent me any auditions." Well, sometimes when a casting director, they want to go look, they want to see a reel, which is hard to get. We'll go back and
Right.
cover the reel issue, but they want to look at a resume, and you cannot build your resume waiting.
true.
Your agent can't book you without a resume half the time, and you can't build the resume if you're waiting on your agent. Your agent needs help, so you got to go network, man.
Absolutely.
We're talking about being an extra on Nashville series or some of these other movies.
Absolutely.
There's always a movie around town.
Student films as well. We have 7 or 8 film schools and universities around Nashville, and I probably have done some project with at least with each of them. At least.
How did you find out about that?
You just kind of get started. I was watching Craigslist, back then, when I first started 5 or 6 years ago, Craigslist on the film and television side was very legitimate. It wasn't filled with all the adult movie things.
We air our show on Craigslist now.
Well,
No, we don't.
but
If they would let us, we probably would. If we could pick up some more viewers.
but I would find calls for student film, master's project, whatever. I've worked with Tennessee State University in conjunction with Ohio U to do Asleep in the Deep, which was a wonderful little short film. I've worked with MTSU on a master's project. I've worked on several Watkins films. Argosy Institute here in Nashville is where I met Jeff Flack, who wrote
And that's a project you're working on now.
the project we've been working on for almost 3
For
years.
Yeah.
But it was so well written that I just wouldn't and couldn't abandon it.
The Golden Globes had an award. I don't remember which award it was. I got invited to the Women of Film Golden Globe party, and it was pretty awesome that I got to go to that. But one of the awards, I think, was about a boy, and they'd been filming the movie. They've been making the movie for 12 years about the life of this movie.
Yeah.
So that's something people think are going to get in and film and get in and out. Sometimes you attach yourself to a project. Like Johnny Dynamo, that's all the buzz for actors around town.
Right.
I haven't done it yet, and I haven't done anything about getting on there, and I like the show, man.
Well-
I like the concept. I don't want to get in their way with my big ideas in head. It's hard for me to sit still.
Well, you'd be amazed. Joe Thomas
Yeah.
is really...
The show's like getting some recognizable faces. That's
Yes,
so
it
cool.
is. And, well, of course, they were selected as one of the top 10 web series in 2013. That was season 1, and that was pretty much done out of pocket and with some local folks.
Who's the
And
lead on that?
Now, season 2,
What?
the lead was Terry Kaiser along with Sonny Lister. Terry Kaiser being Weekend at Bernie's, and
Yeah.
he has film credits.
I remember seeing that. It was the funniest movie I ever saw.
Oh yeah, well, he did a phenomenal job. He's one of the leads. Of course, we still have the principals from season 1, but season 2 takes a new twist.
Okay.
And it's
Don't give
out
it
there on, well, it's there. It's
Oh,
for
it's
you,
okay.
for your
Okay.
viewing pleasure. It's on leftbraindigitaltv.com.
Yeah.
And you can find season 2 there.
Leftbraindigital.com.
Right, TV.com.
Leftbraindigitaltv.com.
Right. And
Okay.
of course, Left Brain Digital is the studio. And
They're here in Nashville.
they're here in actually in Laverne. They're also doing another web series called Mr. Frost. Just finished with The Body Sculptor with Terry Kaiser. And
Susie was in that.
yes,
Susie?
yes,
Was this
Susie
here?
was
Paula
in that.
Williams?
Susie Meyer. Yeah, and several other
She works so
people
hard.
Yeah. And they've done a pilot called The Accidental President, talking about starting to film a series based on that, which is storyline.
Is all their stuff web-based?
No. The
Okay.
Body Sculptor is a feature film.
Well, I had a point to that. The LA Film Festival, one of their biggest things right now is web series, webisodes. And the people here at the Nashville Film Festival said, not this year because it's too late, but next year they're going to start giving awards
Sure.
for webisodes, web series.
Web series.
It's so new, I don't know.
Well, obviously it's an important facet to our industry because Variety magazine,
Yeah.
back to what I said earlier, chose Johnny Dynamo as one of the top 10 web series for 2013, which propelled us into season 2.
And now we're in 15.
And now we're getting ready to go into season 3.
Yep.
So, yeah, Left Brain Digital Studios is really doing a lot. There's some creative people there. Joe Thomas is phenomenal. And he's also one of these people that will listen to ideas. I'm shopping a story with him. We'll probably meet this week about a life story that I
Yeah.
would like to have filmed.
Okay.
So,
Good, man. You got a lot going on.
Yeah.
I do like the advice that you gave to a lot of actors, like people that come here to Nashville that want to be an actor. But what I've ran into, because somehow I got placed right in the middle of music here in Nashville, is a lot of musicians want to be actors also because they see it's a way that they get exposure. But go be an extra on the Nashville series. That's a good way to start. But not just sitting there eating what do they give, cheese balls and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches,
Well,
which I love
sometimes.
peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. But sit there and network and find out what everybody else does.
Exactly.
You may be really fancy and beautiful. Don't just sit there. Go over and talk to other people, and because somebody's going to know about a project going
Exactly.
on,
And
and
you
you can
become-
land another job,
Right.
and
You
build your resume.
become a part of an ensemble. You become one of those those people that, I mean, from time to time, I will probably get some credits for producing on this Old Chicago Souls movie, because the guy that wrote it, their producer director Jeff Flack, has called me over the last couple of years. With 2 years behind us, we've had some attrition and we've had to repopulate the set. And he said, "Steve, do you know anybody that you could call that might play or fit this role?" And I have probably 6 or 7 people that have significant roles, but that's just an example. It's not about me. That's an example.
Well, actually, this is about you because you're on the casting couch.
Well, that's true.
You forgot. You totally forgot
What
where you
can I
are.
say?
You got so excited.
I'm 70.
You got some
What
good
can
information, man. Good advice, good information. What else?
Well, and the other thing, I've watched the states surrounding me. Now, I haven't booked a lot of work out of town. I've booked some work back in West Virginia, my home state. I've done a feature movie there. I had my first direct-to-camera commercial where I actually pitched.
I've seen you on TV before.
Right. I've done several commercials.
I usually say, "Hey, Steve."
But I watch, Louisiana has a good...
Yeah,
and
that's going to be hard to compete with. That in Atlanta, that's hard to beat.
Exactly. North Carolina, West Virginia, Kentucky, all the surrounding states have film commissions within the state that are producing a lot of films.
Yeah.
And, you can, what I do is I alert Misty to the fact that a certain film that I've discovered, they're looking for a character that I think I might fit. She will contact them, get the sides for us, and then I'll audition with her.
That's so much to do, Just to be an agent, that's so much stuff to keep up with. I don't know how they do it. I go by our place and I'll see Tammy in there, and she just, it's all computers and clicks and sending emails and getting your videos and uploading them and submitting these people. Man, that's a lot of work. I'm glad we just get to be fabulous and talk.
I'm not sure I've arrived there yet.
I think you're here right now. It's been Steve Alberts, Nashville, Casting Couch. Look for him all over the place. 5 states around now.
You got it.
Every website, every movie, every television commercial. You're probably going to see him pop his head in.
I hope so.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, TJ.
Let's go. Your swagger. No, he ain't got that little cleft in his chin. He ain't no way better, 'cause you're the baddest country boy, sweet as sin. He ain't got my soft lips on him every morning anymore. He's only